Good evening and welcome to the chapel.
Divine Creator, we ask that the light of highest awareness fill the minds and hearts of those who are open to your light. We ask that they be assisted and strengthened in their resolve to achieve peace using peaceful means. May their minds, their hearts, and their actions reflect the divine will to good for all. Comfort, strengthen, and support those who are in a difficult situation in their mind, body, or spirit. Bring confidence to them that your divine hand is at work in their life. Amen.
Thank you for coming this evening. We are the Community Chapel of Holistic Healing. My name is Reverend Mary Huber, pastor of the organization. And our organization was founded in 1977 by Reverend Michelle Luson, a mystic and channel for the multidimensional consciousness. We offer programs during the week, and we have our bi-monthly programs for a chapel. You can find us at www.ccwh.com, and you can look up our information there. We are a non-denominational spiritual fellowship, and our mission is to help people transform in this time of great change into light and be a part of the Christ consciousness. We always begin with our faith, hope, and charity affirmations channeled by Michelle Luson many years ago. I believe in the spiritual existence of myself as a perfect image of the divine creator. In this reflection that is my physical embodiment, I have faith in the supreme guidance of my soul for my balance, my needs, and my opportunities. Outside of myself, there are also perfect images, and nothing can delude my thinking otherwise. The hope affirmation, acknowledging my faith in the omnipresence of my divinity, I hope for realization, awareness, and acknowledgement of the existence of the great I am within myself. And the charity affirmation, in understanding, faith, and knowing hope, I pledge my actions, my desires, and my thoughts to the performances of myself on the physical planes of the earth, to honor, to love, and to enlighten all that is a reflection of the divine outside myself, so that my perfection is imaged back to my Creator. So help me God. These three affirmations balance all of our energy systems in the body and are worthwhile incorporating in our daily lives. This evening, I am presenting a little bit differently than I normally do, and it is about the I am presence of the United States of America. And I believe that it would be very important that every light soul in the United States understands its importance. And I wanted to start with a slide here that does represent, through the Summit University Press, the work of Mark and Elizabeth Clare Prophet, came up with this image of how we look in our energy bodies. This is our entire being as it's portrayed here. It just gives you a good sort of a visual image to go with. The very lowest figure is our physical form. The figure above that is our Christ consciousness. And it is very important to know that every human has the Christ consciousness as part of your structure of who you are, regardless of what external religion you have aligned with in the physical. This is your eternal reality. The Christ consciousness that lives in you is the one that we are aspiring to now, to go up to and live in that consciousness as individuals and as a body of the world body itself, but certainly for the United States. We are looking to emulate everything that the Christ consciousness stands for. Above the Christ figure is the Paraclete, which we call that in the Catholic Church. It's the Holy Spirit, the divine inspiration, the feminine energy of God coming into and inspiring. And at the very pinnacle of this figure is our pure essence of our being, our unadulterated, pure representation of our created form as it was created by our creator of the all, the great universal creator of all universes. We were created in time somewhere, and it is there that we are the perfect image of God. And it is that to which we are eventually aspiring to ascend to. And as Jesus said, no one can get to the Father, which is that pinnacle point, except through me, which he meant through the Christ self. He achieved the Christ consciousness himself. And when he said that, he was saying this for the Christ consciousness in him. So you go to Christ, you go to Jesus, it's same thing. He has the Christ consciousness. You have the Christ consciousness in you. It's all one. But as you are looking to go up and looking for an image or an example, Jesus is the one that we look to emulate that Christ consciousness in us. So no one gets to their I am presence except through the traveling up in consciousness through the Christ, because the perfection of us sees no imperfection. The Christ consciousness can see the perfection of us, but also can look at ourselves in our daily life in the human form and see the imperfections of us as well. And so it's at that level that we come together and perfect ourselves before we go to the Father. So I think that's an important point to make before we get to the title, which is the I am presence of the United States of America. Now, for the most part now, from now on, I am reading. I am reading from the discourses on America, the I am discourses that were published through the Saint Germain Press. And this book particularly comes from 2001. The material, of course, goes way back before that, but it was the book I'm reading from is of the 2001. And I wanted to make sure that people are aware of who Saint Germain is and what his relationship is to the United States and to the I am presence. This is what we're talking about today. Now, in the opening tribute to this, published in 2001, they want to tribute to the greatest benefactor America has ever known, the beloved Ascended Master, Saint Germain. He is now working intensely for the protection and illumination of America, having made the ascension of, as beloved Jesus did. He is now the great master who has charge of the new civilization to come forth in America, for which he has worked unceasingly during the past 300 years. He and beloved Jesus are working together now with the great cosmic messenger known as the Divine Director to bring forth the permanent golden or I am age for our earth. This begins with the new civilization destined to come forth in America. He is the presiding master under whom she is to come to the fulfillment of her destiny as the Holy Grail, or the cup of light from which the rest of the world will drink, now and in the future. America is the heart of this planet, and as the heart, she must be protected and illumined if the body is to survive. America must be the supply of light to the rest of the earth until the changes which are to come have brought order and peace to the balance of mankind. I have often said that as Jesus governed the last 2,000 years, it is Saint Germain who's taken over that role for the world to be that hierarchy of light for our world in the next 2,000 years. So I have taken this next reading from the Beloved Goddess of Liberty. When you see millions of mankind as we do, constantly seething and surging back and forth in the gratification of their own desires, with not one determined stand for perfection, which means their own enlightenment, in the whole lifetime, it is tragic, because that means that the mass radiation of people's emotions has so qualified the energy in the atmosphere of Earth that it is burying people under their own burden of emotions. And unless some great power of life shocks and shatters and cracks away a certain proportion of that substance, why people would go on indefinitely into more and more of those desires until there would be no hope for freedom anywhere. Kind of some what has happened in this. So try to realize that when you say in the authority, or in the name, love, wisdom, power, and authority and victory of the beloved mighty I Am Presence, and in the name of the beloved Jesus Christ, of Saint Germain, or any ascended master, you demand the freedom of your nation from the filth of the distortions that have happened here. And they will be answered by the clearing of those distortions. Your authority is then one with the authority of the higher mental body of every life stream within your borders. And if you will speak to the mighty I Am Presence of America, it means the combined authority and power of the mighty I Am Presence and higher mental body of every person within your borders. So calling upon the mighty I Am Presence within ourselves, we can also call upon the mighty I Am Presence of the United States of America to engage everyone else in this project. Says the next reading is, who is this from? This is from Saint Germain. He said, demand, my dear ones, the full cosmic truth and illumination from your mighty I Am Presence and the ascended host from the Master Jesus, or from any of the ascended hosts from the great central sun, to tell you the truth if you have any question, so that you may not be deceived by anything that is of human creation. Again and again and again has mankind tried to use the blessings and the gifts of light for personal ends, and it becomes part of the sinister force in that regard. And he said, I have worked through centuries as none understood but the ascended host. So he wants us to continue to work with not only the violet flame, but to call upon the I am presence so that we can join forces with the I am presence of all who are in the light and who are part of their higher mental body. After all, people were called here before birth to be part of this nation's time of change, time of transformation, because we knew, probably because we were incarnated a number of times along the way, searching for freedom in many different places and different times. And we fought for that freedom. And so people who have come into the United States by birth have been chosen to be part of this great, I guess, evolution and of light and evolution of consciousness that we all want, because we have all been part of that for so many years. And it's so important that we continue that. So and you must understand that the cosmic law requires a command in life. This is why this whole idea of putting out decrees from the church that the prophets started, the decrees, but we have our affirmations. These things that are vocalized, these things that are very important, is a command of life. And it is important that we know that it is important to do that. The law requires a command of life. Now you're not commanding individuals. This has nothing to do with commanding anybody else's life or any individual person. You're commanding the life energy in the atmosphere over the nation, and you are commanding your own life to go forth and release the sacred fire that purifies, illumines, and raises the nation and the people within the nation. So that's the cosmic action, because that is the call to the mighty I am presence, and the use of the great creative word by conscious command, conscious authority, which will release the power of the sacred fire to fulfill that command. They are constantly reminding us of our own power, our own participation in the changes, because we are so important. This is why we're here. There was one thing I wanted to end with on here, this note. So, blessed ones, there is one thing we offer tonight for your blessing and protection, and that is if you will call for the legions of the violet consuming flame who guard the permanent atom within the heart of the world, who guard the heart of the United States of America, and where there is welcomed in the heart of the country the legions of the violet consuming flames, invincible power of protection and God's freedom. Then, as you strengthen yourselves day by day, as you command the strength of the light that is always invincible against evil, we can strengthen the light within the nation as we do it within ourselves. And that makes it, and it keeps it invincible against evil. Not only these older books that I have that are still quite appropriate in what they're offering, because this hasn't happened. We are in the process of creating this transformed place. So all of those channelings that were from the past are still relevant today. There's nothing that is not relevant. Now, we are blessed with having Patricia Cota Robles who have picked up that mantle when Elizabeth Clare Prophet passed into spirit, probably before she did. And her last communication, I'm going to read from that. Nothing is taking place by accident, even if it is difficult for us to see what the purpose of such chaos might be. The company of heaven assures us that our assistance, this facet of the divine plan with our assistance, this facet of the divine plan will be God victoriously completed before we know. We are being asked to focus our efforts in the eternal moment of now, knowing full well that not even the company of heaven can determine exactly when the patterns of the perfection for the fifth dimensional crystalline solar new Earth will tangibly manifest on Earth. The reason for that is because the timeline is up to you and me and the rest of the embodied children of God on Earth. The immaculate concept of the divine plan for the United States of America was co-created in the realms of cause by our founding fathers when they were divinely inspired to write the sacred documents guiding the behavior of American citizens. These documents are the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, and the Constitution. In many ways, our founding fathers were flawed human beings, but with the divine intervention of our Father, Mother, God, and the company of heaven, this facet of their mission was victoriously accomplished. And it is today, on March 28th, that we are blessed with a powerful solar eclipse. It's actually a partial solar eclipse, but the celestial event will bring to fruition the powerful eclipse series that has capitulated humanity's fifth dimensional DNA awakening process forward in the light in epic ways. So I'm not sure if anyone has experienced any particular input of energy today, and it covers a period of time before and after for things to happen in that way from astrology. So we will expect that. This is a great promise that we are moving forward and that there are important events that are happening now, whether we can see them or not. Now, we have now the ability to collaborate on a far more conscious level with the beings of light who are assisting us throughout the cosmos. These beings of light have made the heart commitment to hold the sacred space and to empower our service to the light as we manifest the heart-based patterns for the fifth dimensional crystalline solar new Earth. This means that whenever we invoke help from on high, the company of heaven has been given permission to amplify our prayers, meditations, decrees, affirmations, visualization, and every other aspect of our service to humanity, including the elemental kingdom and Mother Earth, 1,000-fold. And because of this increased power, it is more important than ever to stay out of our emotions. Your appeal to your own I am presence of the United States of America critically depends upon us knowing that we are not projecting out to any human being. We are projecting the flame of light to amplify the light, and we are asking for the illumination, for the transformation. We are not asking specifics because we don't have that knowledge. We don't have any idea what the greater company of heaven has in mind. So we can't pre-design anything for them. We give ourselves, our heart and soul out for the flame of life to go out to co-create with the company of heaven, with those great beings, the future of perfection of humanity, who will live in freedom and love and companionship and service to each other as we were meant to be. Now, the solar archangel of resurrection and the beloved twin flame, the fifth dimensional solar archangel of renewal and restoration, have volunteered to assist humanity. Now, we are familiar, at least most of us here, because we've spoken of it before, with the archangel of renewal and restoration. I was not aware that the twin flame was the archangel of the resurrection. So those are still mightily informing our cosmic reality that we have here. The importance that we have is the making sure the United States stays on track, and it is for us to stay on track first. Everything is with the individual. Everything has to do with us conjoining our energies, being of one mind and one heart, and elevated in that, so that we are all on track to help and co-create with 1,000-fold increase in our energy now, to make sure that everything is in the perfection of the Christ consciousness and is in the hands of the divine creator of all. So it is important that we hold that understanding, invoke these sacred flames frequently, and those selfless archangels who are here dedicated to our transformation and to the future of this planet. But through the United States, this is where it begins. It's so important in our understanding of that. Our key, we have the key to the future here. So it's important that we nurture and share and do everything we can to spread light, illuminate, send out love, particularly, and the great central sun that governs many, many universes is working with us as well. So the love that is being sent in, magnify it so it's 1,000 times stronger than you ever had before. I believe that that's something that we all have recognized, but I felt really important to bring that out, because whatever is happening today from the cosmos through astrology, I wanted to be sure that we reinforced our commitment in this higher level of service to humanity, so that we are all right there. Now, we'll go into a short meditation, and I'd like you to be aware, if you will, with your meditation, that this is magnified, that your efforts right now through this meditation will produce for you something unusual and powerful. The great beings of light would like to assist you now and be with you as you enter your meditation, and bring you into a place that might enlarge your understanding or deepen your connection. So as we are relaxing now within our homes where we are seated and doing our deep breathing, we are breathing, I will take you now into a depth now. We just keep going down, Bring yourself into a very, very relaxed place. It's always important just to let go and enjoy this time. It should be pleasurable. Just make sure that you are deeply breathing, because we are now. You are moving in the presence of your own divinity. And I want you to feel, as you are taking your deep breath in, that there's a beam of light coming from on high, coming from the great central sun that's coming right through your being. It's coming through the top of your head. And if you take your deep breath, you're breathing it in, and then you can circulate it through your body. It's brilliant golden light of the sun from behind the suns. It's the great cosmic energy. Just bring it in and feel yourself. Feel it. Feel it running through you, perfecting everything that you are, perfecting your cellular levels of the physical, perfecting you at the emotional, at your level of mind, and even in your spirit. You are glowing like a light bulb, a beautiful glowing light bulb that can be seen for into the next universe. It's so bright. And your brightness now is cleared you so that you are so clear, so very clear. And yet, when you look down, you can see that your feet are firmly planted on the ground and that you have loving little animals moving up against you. You have your roots that are going into the ground, just like a little plant. You are immersed in a beautiful energy that the earth provides, the nature kingdoms. We're part of that. Our physical form is part of that. So now you are grounded, you are full of light, you are settled down, and now you're going to take this journey again. I will take you to your front door. In your mind's eye, get up and go to your front door and open it. And there is the pathway to your heart. I like to lead you to your heart, whatever that looks like to you, whatever represents. And there is an opening, a doorway, some archway, something that will bring you into that space. And I'd like you to enter. Enter the beauty, the exquisite place you are in is your heart. The glorious connection to the heart of God, to the universal heart. You are that part of you. That's your inner heart. You're connected. So it is exquisitely beautiful, eternally present, and changing as you would like it to change to even more beautiful. There are sounds, there are objects, there are creatures, there are other beings if you choose to imagine. Just imagine the brilliance of this place. Find this marvelous, marvelous, expansive place where there is only joy and beauty. And now find your way to the middle of this, to the central place where there is an altar. And on the altar is a beautiful golden, solid gold tabernacle with beautiful fine etchings. Beautiful. And as you open the tabernacle, there before you is the threefold flame of love, power, and wisdom from your Creator. And attached there is also the end of the silver cord that reaches up to your I am presence. The silver cord that was placed there at the moment of conception. God, presence within. And you kneel before the altar and give glory and thank you. Thanks for your life. Thanks for all you are and all you have. And there is a blessing for you from this. And here you are now, greeted by great beings of light who are with you right now. They are attracted to your heart. They are living with you in your heart. And they are joining with you now as you go out a door that takes you into a beautiful garden. It could be a field of flowers. It could be just a walled garden. It's up to you. But it's a beautiful, magnificent garden. And in that garden, they are communicating with you and they are assisting you to understand something that is very important in your life right now. This is a gift from your Creator. And now you have heard or seen something your own God presence wanted you to hear or see. Remember what that is so you can bring it back with you. And you arise to your feet and you turn with those great beings of light who accompany you and listen for any final word that you might hear from one of your guides. As you are escorted now back into your heart center, you return to the place that you were in and find yourself at the altar again, where you kneel before your Creator, your own presence of God within you, and give thanks for this opportunity to receive, to communicate. We thank for this blessing of this offering from Spirit to you. And you get up and you look around as you're leaving, enjoying the beauty of the place as you leave through the place that you entered, the doorway or the archway. And you go up the path, taking you there, back to your front door. And your hand goes on the door and knob, and you turn it and you begin to reintegrate. Bring yourself back from there. Other level of yourself, which has been your journey. You're reintegrating into the physical. And as you sit down, you take your seat. You are fully returned to the physical presence in your body and aware of it. And be known to you that this blessing stays with you. It does not leave you. It gives you comfort, it guides you, and uplifts your health at every level. And you come back feeling quite good, rested, and elated. When you're ready, open your eyes. Now I will take you into a little bit more mundane place, and we'll point you to our website, CCWH.com. And we thank you for any donations that you might be able to give at this time. And you are blessed from us and from God for your generosity. And now we will end with one of the most heartfelt persons I have ever felt was an emissary for the higher forces with our America the Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful, far heroes proved in liberating more than self. Their country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, make God thy gold refined, till all success be nobleness, and every gain divine. And you know, when I was in school, we used to sing it something like this. Listen here. Oh, beautiful, far spacious skies, far amber waves of grain, far purple mountain majesties, over the fruited plain. But now wait a minute, I'm talking about America, sweet America. You know, God done shed his grace on thee. He crowned thy good. Yes, he did. Heavy brotherhood from sea to shining sea. You know, I wish I had somebody to help me sing this.